everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. It is a beautiful day out today and it looks like the weather's gonna be just gorgeous all week. So I've been getting set up because I'm gonna be working on a project outside today. So I just finished moving this table outside. It's been in our garage for a really long time. I've been saving it, but it's filthy. So I'm gonna give it a quick clean and a wipe down, and then I'll show you what it is that I'm planning on doing and why I'm refinishing it. You can probably tell, well, right there, but the entire table, the top of it, I should say, not the entire table, but just the top has completely bubbled. And then I've also got some pretty deep scratches on it in different spots. So my goal is to get that out. I don't have a center leaf, and that's okay because I didn't want it. I just wanted this to be a little round table with the two chairs and, you know, the little banquette seating in the back, and that's going to be our breakfast nook. It's such a beautiful piece of furniture, and it's definitely worth saving and putting a little elbow grease into. Here is one of the two chairs that I plan on using at the breakfast nook area with that round table. These chairs are in excellent condition. I did not reupholster them. They came with this fabric and I love it so much. I'm gonna keep them this way. I've got one chair here and then one chair over there. Just sitting here now, it's a great spot to just sit down and put on our shoes right by our front door. But in the next house, we're gonna be using them in the breakfast nook area. So we have that oak table that I showed you and then these two chairs. And then in the corner, I'm gonna do a built-in banquette bench seating with an upholstered cushion on that. So that is the plan. I love these chairs and the upholstery. I love the shape. The actual rushed seat is in fabulous condition and have no intention of stripping the wood or changing the stain. I love it. It's beautiful. It's in pristine condition. So because they're in such great shape, obviously, I'm taking that into consideration in my decision to try and keep the oak table its original color. So I'm gonna take you outside. I've already moved the table out there and show you my plan to just give it new life and refinish the top of it because the top is in pretty bad shape. So here's a look at the pedestal. I think it's really pretty. It has 4 legs here and then just that really big thick center section, and then I don't have a leaf for it or anything. It's just a round table, which is totally fine because I only plan on using it in the breakfast nook and I just need it to be round. We picked this up on Marketplace. If my memory serves me right, we paid 40 bucks for it. It was either 40 or 60. I think he had it listed at 60, but we may have ended up paying 40, but it is solid oak and it's gorgeous. So I'm gonna grab my orbital sander and I'm gonna get started. The base of this table is in great condition and I don't want to have to spend the time sanding or stripping down the center column or the feet on the table. And I'm thinking if I can color match the stain to the rest of the table, I'll only have to stain and seal the top of this table. So that would be ideal. That will save me a ton of time and a whole lot of work. Whenever I'm sanding down anything that has a really thick coat of polyurethane and I want to get the stain off, I typically go in on a hardwood with something like an 80 or even a 60 grit just to get that top thick layer of poly off. And that did the trick here. You can see one half of the table, I've got it all off. Still has a lot of scratches and that's okay. I want to keep the patina of this table. I'm just looking to get rid of the awful finish. So I am going to sand out any really deep gouges that it has, but all those little scratches and the imperfections that are here and there all over the table, I'm going to keep those. I'm not going to sand every single one of those out. I think they're beautiful. After I went over the entire top of the table and got that thick coat off and the side, that little lip edge there, I went in with a 150 grit and then followed that up by sanding the entire tabletop with a 220 grit, and that got it so nice and smooth. So I've got 2 colors of stain here. I've got dark walnut and English chestnut. So I've used English chestnut a lot, so I'm gonna start with that one because I'm pretty familiar with the colors. So I think this might be a winner. That is almost identical. Okay, I'm not even gonna test the other one because that is nearly identical. So I'm gonna let that dry and come back in an hour and just see what happens. I may need to put a second coat on it, but oh my gosh. I have 3 of these samples for some odd reason. I don't know how I ended up with 3 of them, but I definitely have enough to do the whole table, and then we can put a clear coat on top. And yeah, this would be like one of the simplest projects I've done in a long time. I don't know if the color is coming through on camera, you guys, but that is so close of a match. The only difference is obviously this is matte and this is more of a glossy sheen, which is totally okay. I can choose my sealer, you know, to match this, but I can't even believe how close that color is. So to get started on staining this table, I just applied it with a small craft brush, let it soak in, and rubbed off all of the extra stain. And I was making sure to be careful that I didn't have any drips on the edge, but you know, that I covered that edge thoroughly with the stain. So applying this was very simple. I did go over a few thin spots a couple of times, but it really honestly took no time at all, probably about 10, maybe 15 minutes tops. So it's still drying, obviously, but I couldn't resist bringing the chairs out to see how they looked. After bringing them out here and looking at them next to the stain, I'm so excited. I think these are gonna look great in the breakfast nook area. The color turned out really close. It's not an identical match, but man, I don't think I could have gotten any closer. So I'm very, very excited about that. I did let the stain dry for quite a while before applying the polyurethane. I did some research and I ended up going with this oil-based poly. It said that it was extremely durable for tabletops, and because this table is going in the breakfast nook, so we're going to be using it to have our coffee in the morning, and because it's right next to the coffee bar, the drink bar area, we're going to be sitting here a lot and using this a lot. So I wanted to make sure I went with a very strong poly. So after giving it its first coat, I let it dry overnight, and then in the morning I sanded it down very lightly with a 220 sanding block just to kind of knock off any high spots, and then I cleaned it off really well again and gave it a second coat, and then repeated that process a couple more times. The instructions do say that you can give it at least 2 to 3 coats for a tabletop, so that's what I did. So you can see just how high gloss it is here as I'm applying that last final coat. You know, you can see my reflection in it, which is what I wanted. The base of this table, the pedestal and legs were very high gloss, and I was trying to match that up as best as I could. So I'm glad I went with this polyurethane. It turned out beautifully. Probably the easiest project I have done in a long time. Wasn't sure if it was gonna work out, but I'm so glad that I just sanded and stained and sealed the top and didn't try to refinish the entire table. I love how I was able to refinish it, but keep all of the natural grain. And you can also see the years of patina that the wood has. I didn't get rid of all of that, but I did get rid of all those really deep gouges and that awful peeling, bubbling sealant that it had on there. Even though we have a lot of work to do still ahead of us before we move into our new house, it's been really great to be able to work on these smaller projects in between working on the house. That way, when our house is done and ready to move in, I'll have a good majority of the pieces that we'll need to move into the house. Thank you so much for hanging out with me in today's video and following along with this simple project. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.